Hey there everyone, welcome to another small video, and today I'm bringing you a video covering gear. Now this video is going to be covering all sorts of gear that you want to work on, whether you're free to play, pay to play, whatever, or you're ready to spend, mild spender, and I'll cover all of them. So starting off, we're going to go over the main gear that you're going to need at all times. So this is construction gear and research gear. Now they're very self-explanatory. For research gear right here, we are looking at a electric lance, which is Nocero's main hand. We're looking at the jade worm helmet, and the griffin boots. These are the only monster pieces you need for research. The rest come from gathering resources. So with the chest plate, the flutes, accessories, and the offhand gloves, those are going to be your research equipment. This you want to get these as high grade as possible as you can, only because research gets really long. In case you haven't heard about it or known about it, but tier 4 research, like the army tends to need before tier 4, those take about have a start time of 360 days or somewhere around there. And so after a year and hubs, you end up having to wait about 2 months per research. So you need 6 months of research speed ups in order to be able to speed up through those 3 researches before you get to do the research to get a tier 4. That's not including every research you need to do beforehand. So the faster your research speed is, the faster you can get by through research. Next thing, construction. Now construction wise, you buy the big guy pack, you come with this main hand, which is the construction main hand piece. The other main hand, you don't buy that pack. The other piece of equipment is gonna be the Terrathorn main hand. But we go right here, construction speed. Right here, the Terrathorn grain main hand being at gold, because we're not gonna go mythic here. 10%, or you can go with this one at 7%, being this the trident comes from free to play gathered resources. Next, for the other pieces, we have the main hand being the helmet, be the Nocero's helmet or Nocero's mask. Actually, it'll be easier to show you through here. So with Nocero's mask, which is the construction, gives you 10% construction speed. Now, next we have the also the Nocero's chest piece. Since that one gives you 20% at gold, even though you could use the free to play ones like Odyssey, which is made from free to play material, free to play gathering material. And that's a 5.2% construction speed. It's a quarter of this landing guard, but doesn't require any monster pieces, so you might want to look into it, depending if how far you have your landing grade. Because even at green, it has more construction speed than the Odyssey piece. For legs, we're looking at the Griffin Walkers. It's 35% construction speed. There's other free to play ones, which like these two, but they give a very small percentage. This, of course, you really can't get your boots past. Not even at grade level, they have more construction speed than these boots at gold. Where we went over main hand, offhand, it's only the Griffin Talon. It's also 70.5% construction speed, and then we have the Sentinel Circlet. There's a 25% construction speed, and there's also free to play. So this is the best one to get, as you can see. It has a much higher construction rate, but of course you have to gather a lot of tiles in order to be able to get all these materials, or just invest into material chest whenever you can through with guild coins, because they are fairly cheap in comparison to the road jewel chest. But you can also get them easily from your guild boxes that your guild gets from themselves purchasing and or killing monsters. So that's covering research and construction. And in case you're wondering why you need construction speed, buildings tend to take a long time. Without construction speed gear, a level 25 production building could take, with construction gear, it takes about 8 days after it helps. Without construction gear, it can take about 14 to 21 days without helps. So it really plays a big part in getting your buildings to 25 as fast as possible. Of course, you might think once you have all your buildings to 25, why would you need it? But the fact is, if you follow my guide on your buildings, for familiar buildings, you'll be rebuilding and you'll be demolishing and rebuilding these buildings very often. And whenever you are boosting or not boosting or ready to take rallies, this will also be, you will also be rebuilding your manors and your infirmaries. So those are the two things that you are going to be constantly reconstructing if you're trying to be as efficient as possible for different things. Now the next gear that I'm going over is going to be war gear. Now war gear, there's 3 different types of war gear that I'm gonna be going over. The first one is gonna be free to play war gear. This is the best war gear you can go for to defend yourself or to attack, in being all free to play. But free to play, I mean you don't need to worry about getting the rare drops from monsters, such as like bloodsuckers from Saberfangs and stuff like that. So let's see, do I have a setup here? I do not have a setup here, so I'll be setting it up as we go. So first piece right here for main hand is gonna be the Fiery Tomahawk. Now this is made from regular gathering gear, and it gives you one of the best stats for being free to play. Next, for the main head, you're looking at the Indulgent Visor. Now this piece is a Bon Appetit drop. The thing is, it does not use any of the halos for you to make it. So as you can see right here, it uses no halos, so you just need to hit level 2s or above Bon Appetits, and you'll eventually be getting all these parts without having to really wait on RNG to get the super expensive parts. Oh, I forgot to equip it. Next up, for main piece, you're looking right here at the Armor of the Abyss. Now Armor of the Abyss, when in gold rank, it's really good because it gives you army attack as well as some HP for carrying, and it does not use any mutated brains, as it is the Hellrider piece. So I didn't equip it. For boots or leggings, you're gonna be going for the honeycomb chaps. Now again, this one does not require any of the venoms. No, not venoms. No, I think it is venom for the queen bee. So you're gonna be able to get this up really fast. It also doesn't cost too much to make it go to mythic, and has a pretty good cavalry and range attack stats. So we'll equip it. Next up, for offhand, you're looking at right here, the Lunar Scimitar. Now you'll see this. These are a lot of any person that talks about free to play gear. This is gonna be like the go-to war gear, just because it's very balanced overall, and it gives you a really decent army stats. Like this gives you 11% army max HP and gives you 9% range attack. Now the reason I don't have mine to gold is because once I started spending money, I no longer needed to worry about getting those pieces, so I got rid of them. Like I dismantled them, and then I started reforging them again. So whenever people ask me what kind of gear they want to go for, whenever they want to go free to play, I just have them ready, so show them like, look at my gear, this is the gear you want to go for. Now for accessories, you're gonna be going for the Lost Island relics. Now these, they have pretty nice attack stats. As you can see, they're pretty averaged out, and you're to go to gold, I believe is 5%, no 6%, even better. And it also gives you army HP. Now this really stacks up on themselves, and once you get this gear, that you have pretty decent stats. As we can see our stats right now without Warrior's Talent, and it goes up, it goes 30, 40 plus percent, about 30 to 40% on each. This is not including, this is with them not being anywhere close to gold, which are missing a good amount of stats. Right here you're missing about 7% of stats. Right here we're missing, let's see, like 9 attack, I have army HP missing, and you have this. But this is gonna be your free to play, your go-to free to play war gear. This is before you get any major war gear on you. This is the gear you want to go for. So let me see, sir. It's just a darkness. Okay. Now going to war gear. More semi-expensive war gear, not too expensive. This is really gonna be vary on how much you want to spend on gear itself, but the best way to go for it is going through the the Material Madness, since you can get pieces from every monster. And the main thing for it is that you want to go for pieces that do not use the same material. Now, a lot of these pieces can be changed and interchanged, but I'll be going thoroughly through each and every single one of them. So main hand, we have right here the Frostwing Sword. Now the Frostwing Sword is not the best weapon, but it is the moderately best weapon you can get. So main hand wise, it has pretty good stats. It's a very good main hand, but people really compare it a lot to the right here to the Skull Crusher, which I don't blame them. The Skull Crusher, when you look at these two pieces, actually it would be better if I just go through them here. So let me remove no filter. So main hand right here. So when you compare the Frostwing Sword to the Skull Crusher, the Skull Crusher comes out winning at the same grade, and you'll be thinking, why is that? Like right here, we have 20% on infantry and cavalry attack, while we have range of 15 and 25 on, and we have range at 50%, but we have defense at 25. The thing is, this one also gives you army attack by 20%. Now this army attack by 20% means you technically have 35% range, 20% infantry, 20% defense. I mean 20% cavalry, which it evens out this, plus it gives you 35% range extra attack boost. Well, right here we have 27% attack more attack boost, or 22% more attack boost, which is still an upgrade. The thing is, Skull Crusher requires 9 of the rare drops, while Frostwing only requires 4. So at amount spending, Frostwing will be the main thing for you to go to, due to the fact that Frostwing Sword will always be better than it will be about the same or better than the purple version than the previous version of Skull Crusher. But what I mean about this is that, let's say you have your Frostwing at blue. Your Frostwing Sword at blue is the same stats or better than the Skull Crusher at green. And by I mean this being right here, we have a 4% range attack, so we're looking at about, and a 6% army attack. So we're saying 6% for infantry and cavalry and 10% for range attack. While on blue, we're looking at 9% for infantry and cavalry, and 5% on range attack. So they're about the same stats in comparison to the previous version of Skull Crusher. For me, the reason I'm using my the Frostwing Sword over the Skull Crusher is because I need to even out my stats a little bit more. So right here, my purple Skull Crusher has a 30% army attack and a 9% range attack, while my golden Frostwing Sword has 20% right here on cavalry and infantry, which is way more than the 13% army attack that's gonna give me. And if we were to add it to the range attack, it's about 21%, but that's not much compared to the 12%, being only at 10% difference over the other stats that I'm getting. So Frostwing will be the cheaper version of the main hand you want to go for, but you can get your Skull Crusher to go. This will be the piece to go for. Next, we're looking at offhand. Now offhand, it varies depending on what you're really going for. But if you're trying to be a trap of any sorts, Winter Mitts is one of the ones you want to go for. Amount spending, it only requires 4 rare drops, which makes it pretty cheap. Well, not cheap, but cheaper than other pieces. In comparison to like the next good piece, which would be the Eternal Codex. Now, the reason Winter Mitts are really good is because you get army HP, and when you're trying to be a trap, army HP is a really important stat that you need to have. So because the longer your troops last, because they're tankier, the more damage, the faster you can kill their troops. Now the other thing, the other piece you can go for, in case you're not really going for this and you want to really go for attacking, will be Eternal Codex. Now the Eternal Codex is very good due to the fact that it's, as you can see right here, it has 20% cavalry HP, which is it's less than the army HP here, but this has only 10% range attack, while right here we have 35% range attack and 20% cav attack at gold. Of course, this comparison at gold, lower levels is just about the same difference, just at different same ratio, just different numbers. Now, in case you're already range and cav heavy on all your gear, another piece you can go for, which is the one that you see me recently use, is right here. It comes from the title Titan, and right here, Call of the Deep. Now it does have less cav HP, but it compensates by giving also infantry HP, and it has an infantry and cav stat wise. Now the reason I went for this one in my personal set at mouse spending is because this piece at gold does better work for me than the codex at purple. Now we go to the codex, because codex right here you can see there's 13. Even though over here we're looking at 10% at gold, I'm also looking at infantry max HP plus 15% attacks, and it also helps even out due to the fact that I have a really heavy range stat. Because of this item, I'm able to balance it out by adding infantry and range to the infantry and cav to my offhand. Now going to accessories. Accessories, you want to do a combination of pieces. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that when you're building a gear set with a mild amount of money, without having to like spend too much money, or just want to do it free to play but eventually build up to it, you want to focus on every piece coming from a different monster. Now the reason for this being is, let's say right here, the next piece I'm gonna recommend a lot is the Blight Ring. Now the Blight Ring is a very good choice, just because gives a lot of army HP, and it gives a good amount of range attack. But army HP is the main reason you want to go for it. But let's say you want to build all 3 accessories being Blight Rings. Now the problem with this is that Blight Rings use 7 toxins. You want to make 3 of these, you will need 21 golden toxins plus whatever you need of the other one. So 21 golden, 21 purple, 21 blue, green, and common of the toxins, just to get 3 golden Blight Rings. So you want to combine and disperse into different stats, so you can also even out your stats. So the other piece you want to go for next to Blight Ring is the Arboreal Cup. Now this is a very expensive piece because it requires 13 halos from Bon Appetit. So imagine building 3 of these. You're gonna take forever or a lot of money just to get it upgraded, because even if you buy the pack, that $10 pack that gives you 64 commons, you need to buy that pack 52 times the $10 pack. So we're looking at $520 just to get the 13 golden halos to get this cup to gold. Right, is that my math right? So 64 come around, that's 1 purple. You need 4 purple for 1 gold. So you need 4 times 13, looking at 52. Yeah, 52 times you need to buy the pack, so $520, because it's a $10 pack per cup. So you want to do a lot of that's going to be a lot of money to get these cups up to a higher grade. The next piece you want to go for, you either want to add another Blight Ring due to if you can get enough of them, or you want to add a Burning Scroll. Now the Burning Scroll is good. Even it does use mutated brains, but it's a smaller amount in comparison to the Skull Crusher. But the thing is, it gives you army attack and army HP. So this gives you stats all around for all your troops. Another piece that I've seen people use is right here, the dragon irises, which use 3 eyes from the Black Wing. Now this piece gives a good amount of range attack, cav attack, and also army HP, so it can really stack up on the stat. Just the reason I don't use it because it uses the same material that I need for my leggings, which I'll be covering next. Now this will be for defending yourself. This is of course the defense set, I mean. So if you want to go attacking, you want to get the pieces for whatever troop you're attacking with. So we have right here the Terror Bio. If you're attacking full infantry, these are going to be the accessories for full infantry attack. You want 3 of them. Fear Jump is the cav version of it. And then for range, you're looking at the Blight Ring. Now going to leggings next. And leggings, I've seen 2 different leggings being used for mouse spenders, but I personally like this one, the Dragon Talons better, which is the Black Wing leggings. Now the reason I like them better is just pure preference. It has a really nice infantry attack, range attack. Of course mine are currently purple at the moment due to the fact that I don't have the amount of eyes required for them. Actually, can I get another gold? I can get another gold. Alright, so I'm missing only three eyes, so hopefully I can get those before the year ends. But I prefer this better over the Tidal Titan one, which is over here. Where are you, Tidal Titan? leggings, or did I miss them already? Here they are. The storm tested. Now storm tested does have a really good stats. It does have the same army HP of 10, and it has better 30% infantry and 30% cav attack compared to the Thailands over here, which only have 20% infantry and have 30% range, but it has a little bit more army HP. Now the reason I don't really go for them is because, as you can see right here, the Thailands require 8 ice, while I believe the storm test requires 11 pearls. And in case you haven't hunted the type of Titans, they are much stronger and harder to counter, to actually beat them easily and efficiently. So I usually will require an extra hit per level 2 to kill this monster. So that's the reason I don't even try targeting their level 5s. But I have recently used up all my ice, all my pearls to get the offhand to gold. Now those are the only 2 pieces that I've seen people use mainly. Besides that, for a who are spending some money on gear, the only other gear you could use would be the belt, but this is not a defense gear piece. This is a offense gear piece. This is when you're doing a calf spear attack or champion greaves, but it's for high-end spenders due to the fact that they require golden mains, which you haven't gotten them looked into, and they're very expensive. Recently there's a $20 pack that came out with it, but you don't get that many golden mains from it, or mains in general. The other pack that existed before this was the $100 pack, and you can only purchase them through $100 packs beforehand. All right, next up we're going to the main to the chest piece. Now chest piece, the armor piece, the one I would recommend is the firewall plate. There's the effect that is pretty. It's also a piece we haven't used any the previous monsters for. So this comes from the Mecha Trojan, I believe. Yes, Mecha Trojan. Oh wait, I have some of them. Can I get anything? I cannot. Okay, so it comes from the Mecha Trojan. It has a really good army HP, which you want for defense and a lot. And it has a really good cav attack and infantry attack. Now, I haven't really seen many other pieces that can be swapped out for it. The other piece that you probably see will be the hardened card piece, but this is mainly for attacking with range. As you can see, it's 25% range and calf. The thing is, it's a very expensive piece due to Venoms being super rare on their drops. I've also seen this one, the Hedonic Crucix, but the problem with this one is that it requires halos, and you're going for the cups. This is gonna interfere because not only do you need to get the halos for the cups, but you also need to get the halos for this piece. But that piece is very strong. It does have 30% infantry max HP, and has 25% on infantry and range attack. Besides that, I have not really seen any other of these pieces being good for a moderate spender. Now, you were a heavy spender, like I'm talking about a couple of thousands. You want to go champion play because champion is champion mode for attack for army wise. Actually, no, any of the champion pieces, depending what you want to focus on. The thing is that, as I said, champion pieces are super expensive. As you see, these ones take 10 golden mains to get it to gold. And I personally have had no luck on champion piece, and I will never want to go for an actual war champion piece. The only piece I have is the lamp, which gives you training boost, which is the reason I went for it. Now you're going for infantry attack. The terror shield right here is perfect for infantry, for an infantry spear. But of course, it's pretty expensive because it does have pretty good stats. Now going to the headpiece. Now headpiece, you can choose between these 2 pieces, being the beast helmet and the bumblebee helmet. This all because they both you don't really use these pieces at all for the material for these pieces. As you can see right here, this uses the Queen Bee's venom. For the venom, we don't have any piece that requires for it for the build, and we don't require any bloodsuckers either. So you can go either one of these, but of course the bumblebee helmet is considered more expensive because it does require more rare pieces, but it's also one of the rarest drops that people have talked about. Now with these 2, as you can see, beast helmet gives travel speed, which is pretty good, but it gets only 50% army HP compared to bumblebee helmet. The thing is, it also has infantry attack and cavalry attack, while bumblebee helmet has more attack on them than on range and cav. So it's really depending on how heavy you are in one stat than the other. So let's say you're missing your. This is what happened to me. I had my infantry attack being a good amount lower than my range attack. No, I had my range attack being a lot lower than my infantry attack. So what was going on is that my infantry was falling behind. My range was falling behind by 30%. So what I did, I swapped out my purple helmet for my purple beast helmet, and I swapped it out for a purple bumblebee helmet. Just because I needed that extra range attack as well as the cav attack because they were falling off pretty behind. Now recently I've been thinking about going back to the beast helmet, but that's because I've been lucky on my jewels. That's another important thing when you, for your gear. As you can see here, you only want to get the attack jewels, which would be like the infantry attack, cav attack, range attack. Wait, what is this? Is this recent? These are attacking without me while I'm in the middle of recording. Are you serious? What is going on here? Are they really rallying without me? They are rallying without me. I have to join this real quick. 172 infantry. 120. We didn't have enough to fill that up. Shoot. They did kill a lot of troops though. Alright, so be ready for that video next. Alright, so as I was saying with my gear wise, you want to have the infantry cav and range attack jewels on it because you have automatic golden. That's 160% of each of them that you can get up higher. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good boost stat for whenever you wanna. If you're free to play, you wanna focus on that because that's gonna be where most of your stats come from. At the end, because each jewel at golden will be 20% more boost. As you can see, my helmet piece right here, it has 20% infantry and almost 40% on range and cav. Being at purple, if this were golden, this would be already at 50 and 60% just from one piece. Of course, with the jewels. Let's see, would I be joining the rally yet? No. Okay, so that's pretty much it for gear. I hope you find it helpful. I hope you look forward to that rally as you just saw me show up. And I'll catch you later. Peace.